Welcome back to the Hockey Show, and today we are talking about game number 3 between the Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars. And usually, or last game in game 2, the team wearing victory green took the cake, and this time they were wearing white and took it again, as the Dallas Stars take the series 2-1 in game 3 in Edmonton. And this was a strange game. And by strange, I don't mean like weird things happened or something, but this game just kind of felt very, I don't know, there was something underwhelming about it, because the first period was like all Edmonton once again. It was them really pushing the pace, Dallas not being able to get too much on the net, but somehow, some way, they, after going through that, they only took in 2 goals against. Jake Ottinger let in Hyman's goal, McDavid's goal, which they mark as an own goal, but that's one of those type of goals where it's like, sure, it just went off the player. I hate when they do that. To me, an own goal really should be like a Lafreniere kind of goal, where it was like really an own goal or something like that. This is the type of one where it just goes off the guy. So, I don't know. Anyways, so McDavid, Hyman, they get them on the board. 2 goals, 2-0 going into the third period, and then Dallas found a light. They literally found a lighter. They had all the wood ready to go. They went, and then they just blew up. They score 3 goals in the third period, 3 straight to take the lead after Robo gets 2 on the board. Johnston with his 8th of the playoffs, and they lead the series game 3-2. Then Edmonton, Henrique, who finally joins this game back again. Also, Rupe Hits joining the series. They get on the board, and it's 3-3. But then the third period happened. And in the third period, just like freaking Robo, Jason Robertson is just like, I'm just going to score a goal. He's just on the side of the net, and then he just puts it in. He literally just stands there and then just shoves it in past Stuart Skinner. And, this is one of those games where I'm like, what happened? The first 2 games of this series were huge. They were crazy back and forth games, just going back and forth over and over again. Good shots going both ways. Edmonton shows that they can go super skilled flying hockey, just can keep pounding the net. Jake Ottinger puts on a masterclass of goaltending and showing us how it's done and what it means to be one of the best goaltenders in the world. Stuart Skinner showing us, he actually is the real deal and showing up people like me who are real doubters of him. And then this game, all of that went out the window. All of that didn't matter. Ottinger, the Stars, everything going good for them. But Stuart Skinner finally was like, oh well, I tried. And then just letting him in. That Robertson goal that was a backhand, he just backed it in. Skinner just didn't do anything about it. The third goal for Robertson's hat trick was literally I get any goalie could have done that. We've seen goals like that before, but this is one that was just that third period was horrendous for the Oilers. Not because Dallas was super dominating or super dominant. Actually, they only had 3 shots that period. And what's weird is that they were the Dallas was not the best team in the world that third period, but the Oilers were it was tied 3-3, and after a crazy second period, they're the one getting the shots on the net. They're the ones that are kind of more pushing the pace, but they just weren't really doing much of anything. This is their first game in Edmonton, back at home, this superstar team that looks like everyone feels like this could be finally Edmonton's year. Everything's going good for them. Skinner's unbelievable. Ekholm has been superstar Swedish defenseman. Bouchard just can't stop getting points. Hyman can't stop scoring goals. Draisaitl and McDavid just keep breaking records every day you look on Instagram. Every day, it's just wow, this team finally looks like the real deal. And then this game happens, where they just it looks like all their tires went flat. And I just don't know what to make of it. This is the game that was what happened? And I kind of annoys me, because I've been saying this all along, that Stuart Skinner, is an unreliable goaltender that is somehow playing unbelievable hockey in games 1 and 2. And then, out of nowhere, this game drops. And now everyone in the comments before the last 2 games are like, Skinner's real. What are you talking about? Stuart Skinner is the real deal. You don't know what you're talking about, you know? And then this game happens. And now everyone online, I keep scrolling through, it's yeah, Skinner sucks. Everyone, their goaltending is horrible. And it's yeah, We knew this. Calvin Pickard is the guy that they backed up on. That guy. He's one of the lamest goalies in the NHL. It's fun that his story was finally going. He had some fun, and they start him for that game. But then this game is just Skinner is not that. The defense, and then everyone was telling me that the defense of the Oilers is fantastic, right? Desharnais, shutdown guy. Cody Ceci, just a good depth player. He can play both ends of the ice, right? Sure, they can. And then this game happens. It's just yeah, you're wrong. And now everyone agrees with me again. And it just annoys me so much how everyone is just, everything goes off of recency bias. Because, I've been saying this going into this series and throughout this series, that the defense of the Oilers have shown their cracks when Dallas found their game. And this game, Dallas found it, right? Especially that second period. They finally played below the dots. They kept it down low in the zone. And just those are the goals that they scored. The Johnston goal right there on the doorstep of Skinner. The Robertson goal was a little bit from a miles away, but it was after they played a little bit down in the zone, really sucked in the defense. And it was all these goals are just this team, the Oilers, these are the cracks that they've been showing, right? And that's kind of in the thing. The weaknesses of the Oilers felt like they were slowly unraveling in this series. The first game, it felt super strong, but bad, shot selection by the Dallas Stars was just horrid. They just couldn't get, they played a sloppy game, and they just kept shooting it right into Skinner, right into his chest. They couldn't score. They kept shooting into Skinner's chest, or they would hit the post, right? They just couldn't get it past him. And then game 2, they win the game barely by edging out the Oilers, just playing good, solid game. The Oilers were fantastic game 2 as well. But then this game 3 was it's the same thing. The Oilers, they can show that they have their high-flying offense and their defense can play physical or whatever. They can block shots. Super physical. I think the Oilers had hits were 45 to 20 or something like that. So super physical game for the Oilers, but I don't know, just this game felt like a regular season game to me. The Oilers just didn't bring the intensity. They just kind of gave up. They slowed down. McDavid, especially that third period, McDavid truly felt like I never saw him make a play. Draisaitl kind of felt like he wasn't doing too much. And this could just be a case of a team having a bad game. And that's kind of my question mark for the end of this one is, how do they bounce back for game 4? Because the series is just 2-1, right? 2-1, super close still. Anything can still happen in this series. But if Dallas takes game 4 and they take the series 3 in a row and it's 3-1 going back to Dallas, to me that would be huge against them. Not just because the Dallas Stars would obviously be winning the series, right? It's not just because of that, but any series, we can look at, and we could be oh, this team could make a comeback, the Florida Panthers last year against Boston, right? Though people kind of forget or overshadow in that series that when it was 3-1 for the Bruins, the Panthers were right there all along. It wasn't the Bruins were dominating against them. The series was that close, and then the Florida Panthers, they just redid what the Bruins did and win 3 games. So this series, it's the same thing where the Oilers, they're not out of the series. And sure, they could have just had one bad game, but Dallas has been on it this entire series. Jake Ottinger has been a huge player for the Dallas Stars. And finally, when, a team like Dallas had their, offensive juices flowing, they just kept scoring, and they couldn't be stopped, and they just really couldn't slow them down. And to me, it's where do the Oilers go from this? And I've been cheering for Dallas this whole series. I've been thinking Dallas is going to win this series. Edmonton looked super good throughout the first 2 rounds, but they had a lot of weaknesses that they showed. And one of them was defense and goaltending. And once again, that weakness is just showing loud and proud right now, and everyone's going after them on the internet. And to me, it's just the same thing. Once Dallas found their game because that's what they did against Vegas, that's what they did against the Avalanche, and now that's what they're doing against this team. They had a tough time figuring out game 1 against the Oilers, especially with the Oilers being such a superstar team. And once they kind of figured out how to shut those guys down, especially when they had Rupe Hintz in the lineup, the Oilers just couldn't really get their boys going. And at the end of the day, it pays off where the Oilers started off hot, And then once again, it's the same thing, kind of like the series, that they figured out how to shut them down, they slowed them down, and then they just walked in the victory. So to me, Dallas looks super strong right now. They have every single piece of the puzzle going. Offense, defense, goaltending, just true, like, believability, grit, like every check mark is off for them. For the Oilers, that's what I said going into the series. They have a lot of check marks that are like the best check marks, like of like offense. No one is close to them, but the defensive end of the game, one half of the ice, they are screwed. And that is why I see this being the end of the line for them, this playoffs. And that's why I see a team like Dallas that can take on a team like the Rangers or the Florida Panthers, where it's going to be a tough series for them to win, but they can figure out how to shut down those top guys. And if they can figure that out against the Vegas Golden Knights, the Avalanche, and the Oilers, to me, they can definitely shut down guys like Zibanejad and Panarin, or Matthew Tkachuk and Barkov. But I guess that's all I got to say. So this game, kind of a letdown, to be honest. Felt like a regular season game, and the Edmonton crowd, it's bad when the home team is the crowd's being quiet, and that's what happened like the second and third period. But that's all I gotta say. So thank you for watching this. If you made it this far, please, I am begging you, please subscribe, please. And until next time, too sweet. Have an amazing day, and ta-ta for now.